Joining us now on the phone is Van Jones. He advised President Obama on environmental issues such as green jobs. He is now a senior fellow at the Center for American Progress. Time magazine called Van one of the 100 most influential people in the world in 2009. We're pleased to have him joining us by phone this morning. Van, thanks for being with us. What did you make of the president's tone last night? Was it clear enough?
I think it was clear. I think you hear in those clips, this is a passionate president. He's engaged, and he's really putting it to BP. And I think one of the things that people have to remember, this was not a State of the Union. He had 15 minutes. He had to explain the catastrophe. He had to explain the political, policy, and practical responses, and lay out a policy agenda going forward. It's kind of like the Webby Award, so you have like 5 words, to accept the award. It's kind of like that. So that's a tough challenge for any president to meet, and I think he met it, more than met it.
Well, you make a good point, Van. I mean, maybe for people who are not necessarily in the news, this may have been the first time that he or she were really plugged in to the whole process. As you say, he was had to describe the disaster and then the response. You helped to shape the Obama administration's policy approach to making America's homes more energy efficient. Some critics, though, start by looking at the White House itself. I mean, the president travels around in a 747. Some say a simple Gulfstream jet could work. Does the president need to change any of his habits to form an example for the country?
Well, I think we all do, and I think that one of the great opportunities is he had to come out in front of the American people, make the basic case, hit the high points to kind of get everybody up to speed about what happened, what we're doing, who's responsible, and also what's next. Now he gets a chance to continue the conversation with the American people. I think in the next beats of this, you're going to see possibly some calls for state, local, and government to do more, for individuals to do more. I'm sure the White House is thinking about ways that it can do more. But this is this is not a snapshot moment. I think we've got to look at this more as a movie where, as the peril gets greater, as the public pays more attention, the conversation gets deeper, and you're going to see both more action, but at the individual level, but you're also going to, I think, see more intelligent policy proposals moving forward as well.
Van, you're a primary advocate for the Green Jobs Act that was President George W. Bush signing into law in 2007, and as we just highlighted, you've been part of the Obama administration's efforts as well. How would you rate the U.S.'s improvements on green progress in the past few years?
Well, with the Recovery Act, with the so-called stimulus bill, $80 billion put on the table for clean and green solutions. That was the biggest investment in American history in moving us forward. And since then, you've seen solar, wind, energy retrofits moving forward for buildings. But I still think it's the first step in a very long journey. The only sad part I can say is that many of the great ideas in President Obama's speech, presidents for now decades have made those basic points. I think now, because of this oil spill, I think hopefully we will say, listen, let's be smart on our energy policy. Let's pay the right price up front for these dirty, dangerous forms of energy, so we don't have to pay such a catastrophic price on the back end.
All right, Van Jones, we thank you very much. Senior fellow at the Center for American Progress, also a former environmental advisor to President Obama.